What a famous name that came from Flachau, the Herminator, Hermann Maier, 54 World Cup wins raised here. And I think I've got to mention Flachau's most prolific World Cup snowboarder is in fact Claudia Riegler at 57, still going in the World Cup. 443 World Cup starts to her name. In some sense, might have been an inspiration to some of the younger athletes competing today's slopestyle event. Anna Gasser will be making her 45th World Cup start today. 23rd slopestyle start. Did I say she finished in the top 5 in the last 12 performances in slopestyle. She third on the podium in Lax last out. The legend of Austrian snowboarding, will she be putting on a final show at Spring Battle here? This event that's been so important for the culture of snowboarding. The team at Absolute Park, everyone at Flachau, the many volunteers it takes to put on a World Cup on this scale. Always have to give huge thanks to it. Mildly inclement weather conditions today. You can see the lights a little flat and the blue line teams working hard out there, trying to get as much definition as possible, especially you can see the way they design that paint pattern there to make the lip of the rail on ramp as obvious as possible. The center line of the rail displayed there. Just hearing the latest update from FIS contest director Robbie Morazi. They will be making a final decision on whether conditions are safe enough for us to compete here at 11:45. So the riders all gathered in the start corral at the moment. They've had to go through training and perhaps really struggled to see the landing, struggling with a little bit of the wind coming across the course. Now fresh snow coming down, particularly in the women's field, that tends to make it difficult to run the speed. So gonna make a democratic decision as ever. They'll get all the riders together. And Robbie will put it to a vote.
Yeah, normal speed. Yeah, just do the same speed you just did. Easy. But yeah, take it.
Looks to me like Mila Stalker's thinking it's going ahead and she's getting ready to go in her mind. Running through the run with her coach. You can see the way she's moving ahead there, lining up into that backside cork rotation. A little bit warm out there, it's certainly overcast. Wind speed not necessarily an issue. A little bit across the course. And we'll briefly introduce our jury, the technical delegate, the contest director, the chief of competition, the head judge. As we get some lovely drone shots down the course. What a fantastic way to get to know the line. Then we make the 90-degree turn through the wall ride and set up. It's two options on the flat to flat or the flat to down. Slightly cannoned flat bar, and then a genuine cannon on the left, rainbow to down on the right-hand side, and then we're into the jumps. You feel the speed build at the bottom of this course, and a classic money booter configuration building towards the bottom of the course. Finish off with that second 20 metre table there. 22 metres to sweet spot if you really want to nail it. Seems to me like the rider's very confident in if we are making a final decision at 11:45. For the moment, people seem to be in a positive mood about what that decision should be. shapers certainly working hard as if we're going ahead to try and get started around 11:30. Slightly lean year all over Europe when it comes to snow, but Flachau famous for 287 centimetres of average annual snowfall. Famous for its 12 Peaks trophy as well, ski mountaineering competition, aiming for 12 mountain tops across 5 valleys. Some 500 kilometres of cycle paths around here. Some famous extreme routes with 4,500 metres of climb in them. Flachau itself hosting FIS World Cup since 1993. The second time, though, we've brought the snowboard slopestyle World Cup here. What a fantastic addition and way to send off Spring Battle. A storied competition. Yeah, the voice of Henry Jackson seems to think, or is that in fact Tim Warwood, I'm afraid, thinks we're going to get started with this competition. But I am seeing the text from Robbie Moresi saying we're still aiming for a jury decision at 11:45, asking the men to stay in the start gate to be part of that decision. But from what I see, conditions look reasonable. I've certainly seen them compete in worse, whether temperatures are slowing it down a little bit.
Perlmutter, Mia Brooks, our top place qualifier, will drop last.
Ice out if you want. There's a river nearby.
Yeah. Sammy's got the right idea. Chair right in front of the screen.
I hope a few members of our team are floating around at the top with a microphone, so if it does go to a vote, we'll hear from it. The people who are responsible for that decision, FIS contest director Robbie Moresi, the TD Lucas Ligoki, and the head judge Max Raymer, along with the chief of competition Seppi Harm, and the individuals that following information gathered from that democratic process that Robbie always pushes with the athletes to try and get a genuine vote and a genuine feeling from what they feel about competing in the conditions. We will get underway as those four give us the nod or not. And a great chance to introduce your judging panel today. Artis Kukund, we've mentioned the head judge Max Raymer, Yannick Messmer, Spick and Jones, happy birthday to you. Bo Fisher, Tim Zog on panel 1, Titron Barre. I'm afraid I haven't read out the other 3 in time, have I? I'll pull them up for you. And of course, I missed out Katie Cook, who was very generous in giving me some voice notes on how things went down in qualification from the view of the judges as they selected Mila Stalker. Big shout out to Romy van Nieuwerden and coach Andrea. Been watching them grow over the last 3 years together and really starting to push the limits now. Great to see in a World Cup final. From Finland, we've got Telma Sakipaju. Do we see women practicing on the course again, or is that in fact a forerunner going through? Just trying to get another feel for how flat the light is. I wonder if our cameras are making it look fantastically better than it is in person there. And of course, to introduce the last two judges, it's Jason Petsnick and Sean Taylor from the Netherlands. Does look like we're getting underway with Mila Stalker, coming out of Coolum Beach on the Sunshine Coast of Queensland. 22nd rank in the overall slopestyle standings so far this year. She's qualified herself in 10th place into this final. She was 22nd in the Olympic Winter Games. Best finish of the season so far in the Slopestyle World Cup was 5th in Snowmass. And we moved from buttermilk at the Aspen Slopestyle World Cup. We get underway then with Mila Stalker. Goofy Rider's going to look into the first feature and aim for that kind of alley-oop. 180 up there, sets herself up to go backboard pretzel 2 into a switch backboard back 2. And does not lock on the just backside board slide there. We'll set up switch to go switch backside 540. Locks in the mute, I think. But that error on the rail certainly going to cost him the execution. Winds into a massive front up 10. Oh, kind of gets cramped on that with the error on the rail already. Does not give up on the run and goes for it. Mila Stalker is all right, having taken a bit of a hit, perhaps just losing the focus after losing the lock on the board slide on the rainbow to down. Beautiful on the backboard back 2, but here it is on the, it's in fact switch backboard on the rainbow to down and not able to lock that on. And already the run kind of a throwaway in the context of what the level's going to be in this women's final, but she does not give up on it and does go for the 10.8, missing the mute on front 10. Oh, she does get back into it eventually, but chases it forever. It's perhaps that time spent in the first cork not being on the grab, not pulling the axis round as quick as she could. That meant a bit of an under rotation, doesn't get it done. She'll get a 33.81, but scoring well for the 50-50 stall up top. And for the switch frontside board slide 270 out, that's extremely high. Get into the nines club with that one. Here we go then. Romy van Vleuten from the Netherlands, just 20 years old, out here in her 16th World Cup start now, her 8th slopestyle start, 16th and 13th place finish in Big Air World Cup so far this season, but yet to compete in slopestyle. So first we've seen of Romy van Vleuten in this discipline. Same approach as Mila Stalker at the top, perhaps a nicer stall on it. Gets into that backboard front 2 out, then the 50-50 back 360, absolutely smashing it. Let's go, Romy. Lines up on the shootout rail, frontside 180 on, a little bit loose on the rotation out, catches it on the heel edge and sets up switch to go switch backside 900, is it? Might do switch back 5, excuse me. Change of camera angles, getting me into the front side 7, misses the melon grab though on it, reaches at it and flaps around a little bit. Will of course beat Mila Stalker with the error in the rainbow to down on the crash on the bottom jump. But where will that set up the anchor scores for now? Nice execution on the rails as ever from the disciplined Dutch rider. All that training in the domes back home. Look at the back 3 out on the stomp on the first 2 features. Check the variety for me as well. Then getting into, is it switch backside 540. And does miss the grab on this last. She's quite penciled through the rotation to get that frontside 9 done, is it? Frontside 7 in the end, but still, yeah, missing the grab, flapping around an awful lot. That's going to cost her a few points. Romy van Vreden doing her best. Will be in first place for now, but there's 8 riders left to come. And there's a couple of execution errors in there.
Is he okay in there? Visibility was okay?
Not the best, but...
Tim Warwood, the local announcer, dubbed Chad Buckles the emotional support dog of FIS. He is our media director, and he consoles Robbie van Vreden about the weather, just asking if it's manageable. She says, yeah, it's not ideal, but we're getting away with it. She goes in on a 52.35 into first place for the moment, with 8 riders left to go in the first run of this women's FIS World Cup final. Spring battle, absolute park. Flachau, and we've got Telma Sakipaju, 20-year-old from Finland, in her 6th World Cup start. 4 of them slopestyle. Last World Cup, she was 12th back in Aspen 2025 season. Qualified in 8th today. Sets up with just kind of a front side stall into the back lip. Beautifully done. Then front lip, continuing 270 out, and now it's looking smooth. Nice ride in between the features, just flowing generally, but a little bit too much angle across the shootout rail. She tries to go front board, back 270 out, and she'll clip the knuckle, lose the speed, and throw this run away. Telma will have one more to do it. Styles out the back through tail at the bottom though. Oh, shame to see it. It looked really neat. Yeah, first 2 rails, and then it's a very simple mistake to make, because you set up the line into a shootout rail like that. You're only 2 degrees across it, and you don't have the lock to pop and finish the spin. You end up losing the trajectory off it, and you clip into the knuckle. You haven't got the spin done. You lose all the speed. We'll see that now from Telma. Yeah, it just doesn't have it in the middle of the board. Ends up kind of going all the way to accidental front side board slide into a blunt, and then just doesn't get the 270 done because she's got no lock on the rail. Doesn't look too disappointed. No, she's got one more to do. By all logic, she'll slide into 3rd place, and does, yeah, behind Mila Stalker, because she kind of skips a feature and comes off a little bit earlier, so only gets the points for those first few, even in section by section. Unable to overtake Mila Stalker with the 2 errors. Next up though, Tess Cody from Melbourne, Australia, 25 years old. 6th in the Snowmass slopestyle so far this season. Best result last year was 4th. She's always there or thereabouts. She's always in the final. She's really consistent, coming back from a shoulder reconstruction last year. Did so well to come back from the torn ACL at the 2018 Olympic Winter Games, and to kind of rebuild the body and psychology after that. And Tess Cody has just shown so much consistency since then. This is her 17th World Cup slopestyle start. She'll be looking for a 3rd victory, her 7th podium. Tess Cody's on course and regular rider. Sets up for kind of front side 180 down the pipe to go switch. Backboard into 50-50 and then pretzels out of it. And then switch. It's a half cab on, backside 360 out. Oh, I'm not sure it's totally what she's going for, but they're just kind of backboard to switch. Into switch backside 540. Then a lovely backside cork 7. I mean, it's a really clean full pull of a run. Maybe there is an error on the rail, but it's kind of mastered. She looks like she lands everything. That's beautiful, isn't it? It's one of the more tech tricks we're going to see on that, using that waterfall to swap into 50-50 and pretzel out of it, and then half cab on back 3 out. Just wonder if... Yeah, that is what she's going for. It's just backboard to switch, clean as you like to set up, switch back. And it's 900, I called it 540 live, did I? So smooth that I thought it was less rotation than it was, and the 720 at the bottom of the grab briefly locked in on the melon. And that classic Tess Cody style. right in the middle of the landing where she needs to be to stomp it clean as you like. Will this go into first place for now? Then needs a 52.36 or better to get ahead of Romy van Vreeden. What will the section by section gods do for us today? Interested to see a few of those section scores on the rail, the waterfall particularly.
I was just waiting to be told, so I was like, when they said, I was like, yep, fair enough.
Someone showed me, I was like,
Nah, it's fishy. It's fishy's fault.
Interesting to listen to Tess Cody and Chad talking it out there.
And he also made stickers that say profanity fishy.
Here we go then, Tess Cody goes into first place with 65.46 for now. Sets the bar pretty high. And the cab 180 360 was a 7.5. Not scored as high as I thought for the swap into the 50-50 and the pretzel out, but still solid score for now. Anna Gasser is the next rider up. And will this be the last time the 34-year-old, the most prolific snowboarder in history, 12 World Cup slopestyle podiums to her name, opens up with the backside alley-oop. Lovely nose press through that, and then sets up to go backside board, almost into back blunt, back two out. Oh, a little early off, I think, on the rainbow to down, trying to get the pretzel front two out. Sets up to go switch 9 with the drunk driver, switch front side 9. And then rips into the backside, double 1080 mute to the absolute bottom, and it's stomped beautifully. How much will the judges punish the early off on the rainbow to down versus the cleanliness of Tess Cody, when I think altogether there's massively more jump difficulty, isn't there, from Anna Gasser, and the rail difficulty is right up there, but for being a bit lacking in the execution on section 3. Think about the variety she goes through it as well. I see a lot of criticism of the judging from the Olympic Games, and very often I wonder if that's missing some of the elements of variety that need to be considered as one of the 5 criteria in the scoring, when some runs have absolutely more wow factor, more rotation and more difficulty, but if they're all done in the same direction, much unlike Anna Gasser, who has the cab 900 with the drunk driver into the backside double 10. Yes, they're both clockwise rotations in one sense, but so different in terms of the axis, the execution, the way she's using the grab. One's backside, one switch front side. Beautiful work on the jumps. Tess Cody perhaps matching her difficulty on the rails and bettering her execution, but will the jumps get Anna Gasser into first place for now? The judges having a good think about it. In the end, this is slopestyle. There's way more rails on this course than there are jumps. They're going to weigh more heavily into the score, and that might mean that Tess Cody, with the clean and difficult rails, does indeed keep the lead by the narrowest of margins. The section by sections gods just leave 0.05 between it. 65.46. Tess Cody keeps the lead above 65.41 for Anna Gasser. Back to the top with Melissa Pepperkamp, 21-year-old from the Netherlands, qualified in 5th place. Qualified in 6th place, is it? According to the screen there, my cards might have a small error on them. 37th World Cup start, 23 of them slopestyle, and the regular rider will get to work. A beautiful frontside 3 down the pipe to set up switch. Switch backboard, front 2, just cab, half cab on. Was it 2 on 2 off or half cab on, back 3 out? Oh, it gets kind of the pretzel out of the back lip slide, front lip slide, into the switch front side, 900, and stomps right down the landing. And she's on fire here. Does get the tail grab briefly, a little bit of skirch on the heel edge, but gets the front 9 to finish it off. It's a full pull of a run, but for a couple of very small errors from Melissa Pepperkamp. Going to be in the question with that top 3, I think. Somewhere around Anna Gasser and Tess Cody, isn't it? Just lacks the jump difficulty from Anna Gasser. I think Tess Cody's probably got her on the rail difficulty. Was 2 on 2 off on the flat bar. Yeah, there's something a bit funny about that landing, isn't there? Just landing over the toe edge, but she holds on to it extremely well. I don't think she'll be docked too hard for it. A little short on the grab there if I've got to be really critical about these things. I think Anna Gasser really had those grabs locked in. Does lock in the tail grab, but lets go of it early to just drive the shoulders and the eyes round to the landing. Skirts out on the heel edge. Will be in the question around Anna Gasser, but I think there's just a touch more difficulty. A little bit better in terms of execution from the top two, except for that one rail from Anna Gasser. So where does this put Melissa Peppergap? It's definitely in the question around the top three. Will she go ahead of Romy van Vreden on a 52.35? Judges taking their time, and as ever, that section by section system, whilst it does give us a lot more information, it does put a bit more pressure on those three composition judges to get a score in as quick as possible.
Huh? Yeah, Jess. Like the American girl. Huh?
What happened?
No, how is she go?
She hasn't gone yet.
Oh yes, it's after me. Oh fuck yeah. Anna was before me. Whoa, weird.
And excuse us for the choice language
Anna
here on
lands, right?
FIS TV as
Anna was
we
landing, right?
have a high pressure situation
Okay,
here
next
as Melissa
now.
Peppercamp waits for the judges to decide her fate.
Oh really?
And the score
Well,
coming in
yesterday was
any
also the
second
judge
now
picky on that, you know? But now
is a 61.78, sliding into third place behind Anna Gasser, ahead of Romy van Vreden for now. Tess Cody holds that top spot. And yeah, indeed, just a little bit of the execution on the cab 9 at the bottom.
ready?
The next rider is the newly crowned junior world champion from the 28th of February in Calgary, Lily Dwarnve. Now just 16 years old, going off in a 14th World Cup, 7th slopestyle. Already one medal to her name, and she'll go for the alley-oop. 180 on that first hit. The regular rider then goes for a lovely kind of front nose slide to regs. And backboard pretzel 2 out. Sets herself up switch now. Difficult between these rails, but goes half cab on, continuing 3 out. And it's as fast and aggressive as we've seen as anyone through that section into the front side. 720, locks in the grab. She's a little short on it whilst boosting for all the speed she can. Lily Dwarnve into the money booter. Gets the back 7 melon with all the style and authority she needs on it. Has to be challenging the top 3 again. Difficult to know how to break down these runs in the section by section system. Look to that composition score and the variety of it. I think Anna Gasser having that cab double 9 and the backside double 10 at the bottom. It's more difficulty. It's also more variety, is it, than just a front side 7 and a backside 7 on the same axis, one being, for Lily, they're both being corks, and for Anna, one being a double underflip, one being a backside double cork. All of these things are in the judges' minds as they try to break down the criteria for the composition judges, heavily weighting the variety in the run, looking at the execution, the overall flow of it, the difficulty being accounted for in the section scores much more heavily. They're looking at the difficulty in execution. They're unable to judge the variety because they're only putting like a big air score down for each of the last 2 jumps, essentially. Lily Dwarnve looking confident and happy in the finish area. No, she's got one more to go out there anyway, but this one has to be in the question around the top 3. Great to get a full pull, a clean run down, straight out of the gate, take the pressure off. Maybe then you can think about where you could add a little bit more difficulty, add something into those rails at the top. Has she got any more rotation available at the bottom on the jumps? Lily Dwarnve will stake a claim to a top 3 position for now, I believe.
I like that they're doing the live judging this time. That's way better.
Yeah, I think for finals it will
Into first place then, Lily Dwarnve with the rail difficulty up top, 66.61, taking the overall lead. So yeah, the alley-oop backside 1 scoring well. Can I break that one down any further for you?
Insane.
The cab one, back 3, 8.05. And the variety composition score, 27.46. Does lose out a little bit, Lily Dwanvey, on the jumps, but absolutely smashes it on those rails at the top and on the variety generally. Rebecca Flynn then, the 19-year-old from the USA. Gets to work. A lovely switch-up manoeuvre. One of the only girls to step to that flat to down, is it? A lovely backboard pretzel out. Back nose pretzel, I suppose. And then into the switchboard slide back 3 out. Carrying on switch then into the cab 540. Locks in the grab on that one and has a lovely style on the landing. Perhaps a little bit one-footed, but locks it together well. Into the front side 7, but washes out on the heel, does revert a little bit, and that is going to cost her the vast majority of the score. Get hammered in the section, take a lot of the composition score away as well. Rebecca Flynn must feel a little disappointed because the rest of the run was on point. Nice to have your teammate on the sofa with you at the bottom to immediately just make it feel like a training day. It's just one more run. You've got another one to go and do it better if you can. That's kind of why we enjoy it so much. See the clouds just getting a little lower, perhaps affecting the visibility for Rebecca Flynn as well. Getting to that situation, you're changing lenses a little bit late. The eyes are struggling to adjust as you get the goggles on. I think our camera's quite possibly making it look a lot better than it is when you're looking at a white sky with a white background behind a white landing. Just those blue lines to give you any definition whatsoever. Rebecca Flynn doing her best. That one perhaps going to come out above Telma still, is it? Be around Mila Stalker for the same sort of level of error on the bottom jump there, is it? Does go ahead of Mila Stalker for now at 38.26, but Rebecca Flynn's going to hope she throws that score away as it's 2 runs, best run counts. We're in to the top 2 in this fast-paced women's final now. Jessica Perlmutter coming out of Millburn, New Jersey, but representing the Killington Mountain School. Just a second Slopestyle World Cup start. She's already 7th in Snowmass. 6th at the Olympic Winter Games, making the team there. Here we go then, the kind of front side down the pipe. Into switch front one, does lose it over that toe edge a little bit, ends up in that nose slide and is off a bit early, but then does manage to get that front board pretzel out. Now switch backboard, back into a frontside 4, sorry. Now into a regular, massive backside, double 1080, the melon grab. It's the biggest hit of the day if we're judging amplitude, and then gets the sloth, but doesn't land it, no way. Oh, Jessica Perlmutter, the sloth roll at the bottom, that kind of toe side edge into that kind of pretzel 180 in the air. Maybe misses the grab on it and then just washes out. Super tech on the rails at the top, getting those switch-ups, bring-backs, pretzels, making that the point of this run, and then into the big rotation, it's switch into the backboard of the 450 out, and then this double 10 is absolutely the biggest hit of the day, taking it further down the landing than anyone. A little bit of a heavy head motion on it, but if you're going to land that deep, then the judges are going to let you have it, and then the creativity, the progression, it's one of the 5 criteria. Changing the game, doing a trick that nobody else in the field is doing. The sloth roll out of nowhere, goes massive on it again, and I think that's her only problem with it. Just too big, rotates just a touch too far. Gets past the heel edge and washes out just a little bit. Jessica Perlmutter going to be disappointing. It's going to be, where is this going to be, around that Rebecca Flynn kind of region. Might be a pretty good crash score because the rest, let's have a look at the section scores. The back double 10s, 8.85. High bar, she gets the front pretzel, 270 out, front side, board side, 270 out, 7.75. So she's got a lot of really high scoring rail tricks. It's just the crash at the bottom is obviously going to keep her from those top scoring positions. Number 1 qualifier, the legend, the former world champion, the X Games gold medalist. It's Mia Brooks. I don't know how many more introductory points I can give her. She's one of the best to ever do it. Absolutely one of the most stylish, but the weather is certainly getting worse. You see the snow coming in now. It's Mia has the most easy 50-50 swapping into the board slide. Gets the front lip 270 out. Goofy rider goes 50-50 front 3 melon. Look at the speed, the aggression, the style with which everything she does. Back 9, hangs on to it all the way down the landing, and then sets up for the trademark cab. Cab 900. She's the first woman to land at cab 1440 in competition. Makes a 900 look like it's just too easy. Like she's just doing a training run, chilling out, doing what she needs to do in perhaps tricky conditions. Look at the style on the rail. It's half cab on, lips into a board slide. Then the front lip 270 out. There's just something different in the style she's able to bring to the game though, isn't it? Look at the amplitude, the speed with which she does everything, the way she locks in the grabs, the way she wails the edge out of every landing. How many superlatives I can use to say how brilliant Mia Brooks is. Her record speaks for itself. Just 7 World Cup slopestyle starts. She's been on the podium in 5 of them. She's won 1 of them. It looks to me like she's got every reason to expect to be claiming another win here today. This run, surely. I mean, what can we say about it? The rails are the most locked in and neat. I guess we know she's got a bit more difficulty left in her, but she's going to the bottom of every landing on 900s. She's got all the variety in the world. As much difficulty as anyone shy of perhaps Jess Perlmutter's back double 10 into sloth in terms of progression and difficulty. But yeah, if Mia Brooks can step that up at all, then the rest of this field is on high alert here. This should be a big score, even in section by section. Almost impossible to get into the high 80s in this, and yeah, it is going to be a 73.25 and a very comfortable first place, 8 points clear at the top of the standings. Have a look for those high scoring sections, the cab 9 at the bottom, the front lip 270 on the high bar. Yeah, Mia Brooks, that is an extremely comfortable lead. We know she's got a lot more left to give. Jess Perlmutter, if she lands a run though, does have that much in the way of pretzels and variety and difficulty, with the sloth roll for the progression at the bottom as well. Jess Perlmutter can challenge Mia Brooks at the top of these standings. Perhaps Lily Dwarnvay can as well. But that is a commanding lead at the end of run 1. Few riders left to put one down. Mila Stalker and Telma Sakipaju. Just confirm the top 3, excuse me. Tess Cody's in 3rd place. Looking good on a 65.46. Beautiful run all round. Lily Dwarnvay. The back 7 stale. The technical rail run, the clean execution. Goes into 2nd place. And your new leader from the UK, from Sandbach, Cheshire, it's Mia Brooks. Be a very short break and we're going to get underway with run 2 of the women's final here. Conditions do seem to be evolving. Cloud level dropping, snow beginning to fall. It's almost sleeting, in fact. It's 1 degree there, warming up as the afternoon goes on. We're going to get the women's 2nd run done. It's reasonably fair conditions across it. For the men's, there'll be a hot lap at about 12:15 to see if we can get started with a 12:30 run 1 for the men. Stand by for that, but right now it's Mila Stalker in the start gate for the start of the women's 2nd run and this FIS Snowboard Slopestyle World Cup. 22-year-old from Queensland, Australia. It's going to open up with the most locked-in stall of the day, right up on the top of the wall. But then the opposite is true of the 2nd rail on the flat today and comes off a little early. And yeah, same on the front board, back 2 out, and just puts the bum down, hitting the knuckle. Massive disaster on the front side board slide. Sorry, backside board slide, and then all the way to the bottom on the jump as well. Keeps this run together. Last run of the day for Mila Stalker, who will go to the very, very bottom on the last hit, locking in the mute. But will look disappointed, I think, as she's taken a second kind of crash score there and was looking to improve on a 33.81 to get out of 9th place. So, yeah, it's obviously going to lose your rhythm when you're falling into the snow 2 meters short of the end of the rail. Does her best then on switch front board. And that's probably the highlight of the run, isn't it? That is in fact switch backside board slide on the rainbow to down into the massive frontside 5. One of the most locked in mute grabs of the day on the last hit, all the way to the 3rd line, but Mila Stalker's gonna be a little bit disappointed with 2 crash scores in the end. Always impressed with the Australian riders as a team, seem to have a great mental training, really, really strong, and always come back with a good attitude, smile on their face.
That's okay.
Learn from every situation. Mila Stalker says it's okay, she'll be back for more in the next World Cup Slopestyle Silver Platter next Sunday. We'll get ready for Romy van Vreden at the top, the 20-year-old from Netherlands. Been on the road with her and coach Andrea back in the day, and it's been great to see the progress between these two. Oh, she looks a little bit disappointed with the stall, and hot tip for the young riders, don't look frustrated because the judges might not notice if you don't scream and wave your hands in the air. Locks in the 50-50 back 3. Head back in the game here from Romy. Getting really tricky on the speed check on the heel edge there between those features, and she'll wash out again. And Romy van Vreden trying to get the where were we there, half cap to frontside 360 out, but might have been frontside 1 to switch back 3. Get it together. Romy looking a little disappointed, but there's great experience, and currently sat in 6th place, 52.35. Yes, there's some great riders in Rebecca Flynn and Jessica Perlmutter and Telma still to come, left behind her. But either way, I think Romy should chalk this up to a great performance, and it's going to be coming into the World Cup finals next week, next Sunday in Silver Platter. All the stronger for it.
Super tight, and then we had to wait so long.
Yeah.
Now I'm like numb.
I couldn't feel the second rail.
Interesting feedback, and there you go. The problems you have with any start delays or problems with the weather when you have a routine to get into equipment that's incredibly stiff and cuts off the blood flow to your feet, and that routine gets upset by a big delay. It can really affect your performance. But we'll get back to the top and get ready for Telma, another one who needs a score here in the second run, having kind of crashed in that first run there. Tries to get that front side stall, a little bit short like Romy was. Gets the back lip really nice. Knocks that to forward, and then the 270 out is on point. Perfect speed, nice control. Gets the speed check done before the bumps. That's some sensible stuff. And then the front board back 2. Clean so far. Let's get it together, Telma. 2 jumps to go. Front side, 720, but loses the axis on it. Perhaps too big altogether, and seemed to be just dipping off the upright axis ever so slightly. Not going all the way around it, not coming back to upright, and then just washing out on that heel edge. So Telma Sarkipaju will have 2 crash scores in the end. Naturally looks a little disappointed. Great opportunity here, but there will be more for Telma. Just 20 years old, only 4 World Cup slopestyle starts so far. Hasn't gone the way she wanted in the 5th, but there might be 20 left in her. Such a young athlete, so talented. Scoring so high, it's second highest score of the day, is it, on rail 1, the backside lip slide. having that lock and control to bring that back to forward. We are back at the top with Tess Coady, the 25-year-old from Melbourne, Australia, going out in the 17th World Cup slopestyle start now, looking for a third win. What can Tess Coady do to get above Lily Dwanvale or Mia Brooks? She's in third place for the moment. Lovely down the pipe, front side 3 to set up, switch. Backboard to 50-50, pretzel out. Beautiful 180 on, 360 out. So clean so far. And the tail tap this time. That's what she was looking for before, and this time I heard it loud and clear in the speakers. Oh, but she will wash out of the switch backside 9. It seems like it's speeding up as the cloud level drops, in fact. And some of the riders just being taken by surprise, perhaps looking for a little bit more on that second run as well. Tess Coady known she needed to try and improve. Only 0.05 ahead of Anna Gasser in 4th place. And obviously looking for another win here. So technical and so clean. Judges, I felt, underscored that on the waterfall rail in the last run. It was around a 6.5 when it really could have been, I thought, one of the more technical tricks of the day. Oh, we'll wait for the score from the judges, but this will be the throwaway run. It's 2 runs, best run counts. Make sure you keep up to date with the live scoring. It's on live.fis-ski.com. You can search on there. It'll come straight up with Flachau World Cup slopestyle. And you'll see Tess Coady's going to stand on a 65.46 for 3rd place, but it's under threat with the likes of Jessica Perlmutter and Rebecca Flynn left to drop. And of course, Anna Gasser just 0.05 of a point behind Tess Coady. 2-time Olympic big air champion. I keep saying it's one of the crazy statistics. Top 5 last 12 in a row for Anna Gasser. Tied with Jamie Anderson and Kokomo Morase for the most World Cup slopestyle podiums of anyone in history. Oh, now she's adding the difficulty in the rotation. Once again, Tim Warwood says, oh my word. And the difficulty keeps on stacking up. She'll go to the cab, double underflip, 900 with the double grab. And will she nail the backside, double 1080 like she did last time? No, she has to wind it back to the backside 720 with the flat light. But going all the way to the bottom, can this one push Anna Gasser ahead of Tess Coady? Just needs 0.05 of a point to get ahead of that 65.46. It has to be an improvement from her first run performance on the rails, doesn't it? Even if she winds it back on the last jump from a 10 to a 7. That was an 8.6. She needs, Tess Coady only had a 5.1 on section 6 for the backside 7, which Anna Gasser's going to match at least, and there has to be more difficulty in the way she stalls out the blunt slide on the rail, holds it to the very end before whipping the 270 round. The quality of the double grab, perfection of the amplitude, everything about it. Tim Warwood, the local announcer, challenging the other commentator there to put his neck on the line. I think this one has to step above Tess Coady, does it? Does it beat Lily Dwanvale with the technical pretzels on the rail at the top? Oh, I think I have Anna Gasser in 3rd place. And it would be at least fitting that she could finish her last performance in Austria with a medal at the very least. Can she finish in 4th place behind Tess Coady? This is close, but for my money, the variety, the difficulty on the rails, the execution from Anna Gasser is a touch higher. Slopestyle, it's a rail-heavy course. She at least matches Tess Coady on the jumps anyway with the cab double 9, and they both go back 7. Oh, I think I have to put Anna Gasser in 3rd place if you had to make me bet. I'm not a judge today, and I'm thankful for it. Max Reimer aims to marshal the troops. It's the composition judges taking the time here, trying to really work out what the difference in the variety is, who's done more in terms of different approaches to the rail, different ways on, different ways off, different changes of direction. That's got to be weighed heavily in the score here, section by section slopestyle judging. Anna asking why they're taking so long.
I'm unsure. I don't know what to do anymore.
No, Chad asking Anna to make a bet. Would you put yourself in third, Anna? We want to know. Is it in the question for any higher? I mean, can it challenge Mia Brooks at the very top? Surely she had more in the way of rail difficulty. It's more variety and difficulty on the jumps as well. I think Mia Brooks has to stay in first place, doesn't she? Even with the quality of this drunk driver on the cab double 9. Look at the amplitude on the back 7. Maybe she's a bit short on the mute on the back 7 this time, certainly compared with Mia Brooks. What about Lily Dwarnve? Finishes on the back 7 stale, that was beautiful. Probably, oh it does, where's it going? It's Anna Gasser's going to go into second place, 72.43, just behind Mia Brooks and well ahead of Lily Dwarnve for now. There will be a right of reply for Lily and for the rest. Melissa Peppercamp can still upset this. Rebecca Flynn, Jessica Perlmutter, plenty left to come. Anna Gasser moves into second place behind Mia Brooks, with Lily Dwarnve now in third on the podium. But Melissa Peppercamp, the 21-year-old from the Netherlands, must be excited for this one. It's an opportunity here. Field's wide open. She's in fifth place on a 61.78 for the moment. Last time opened up with his front side 3. Oh, and she nails the stall on it this time as well. It's beautifully locked in. Almost hear the quality of it as much as you see it. Lovely on the 270 out. Then switch front side 2, 270 out. It's as technical as we've seen on that and through the rails in general so far. And then does get the, what's that, backside board, pretzel 270 out. Does get the double grab on the backside 7. What's she going to finish off with here? Adds the variety with the front side. Is it front side 1080? Trying to lock in the double grab, but does wash out on the heel, and that will do it for Melissa Peppercamp. Had she landed that 1080, absolutely had a chance to be challenging Lily Dwarnve. Maybe even Anna Gasser, but that's going to be it with that crash. I'm starting to sit here with my fingers crossed, because I think it's only right that Anna Gasser ends up on the podium if this is going to be the last time she ever competes in Austria. 34 years old now, one of the most glittering careers in snowboard history. A true legend of Austrian snowboarding. Melissa Peppercamp has done everything she can, but maybe it's great that Anna Gasser's going to stay at least on the podium for now, because Melissa Peppercamp with the absolutely stunning effort at the double grab. Is it double tail? It might even be rocket on at the bottom. It was a little bit of a late toe edge catch on the pretzel 270 out on that. Here is it. This is what I wanted to see. At least I thought she had a double grab on it in the first shot. Maybe it's the next jump. No, indeed, she missed the grab altogether anyway. Looked like she was aiming for one. Melissa Peppercamp washing out on her heel edge, giving it everything to try and get up onto the podium in that second run. Big smile on her face. That's the main thing. When you know you left nothing out there, you're giving it everything you can. Front 10 tail, proving too much for her in the end. Once again, Melissa Peppercamp swears on FIS TV, and we'll apologise for it briefly. We're back at the top with Rebecca Flynn, just 19 years old. The Junior World Championship Big Air winner from just now. She was third back in 2024 in her first Junior World Championship. And she will open up with the most air we've seen anyone taking out that wall ride, and clean as you like on the alley backside 1. Into the front board to Regs, keeping it clean. Then the backboard pretzel out. Rebecca Flynn, just as clean and as technical and smooth as you could like. Is that, in fact, half cab. Frontside 180 washes it round, I think, looking for the front 3. Then she'll just cruise into a backside 3, because the speed just left her a little bit. She knows it's a throwaway run. Massive frontside shifty all the way to the bottom of the landing, but that'll be it for Rebecca Flynn, who's down in 8th place at the moment on 38.26. And she may well not improve from there, to be honest with you. Similar level of error to the first run in one sense. And she did have a great opportunity qualifying in 3rd place there, Rebecca Flynn. Can she improve? No, I think she's going to stay in 8th place behind Jessica Perlmutter, isn't she? Doesn't quite have as much of a full pull of a run as Jessica did to that point. Jessica's sloth roll at the moment at the bottom was the very first error that she made, as you can see on the rainbow to down, the elephant as it's called there. They were already scoring her really low, and that composition score is going to be really low because she then straight airs and skips, so of course that's going to keep her behind Jessica Perlmutter, and she's going to stay down in 8th place. Jessica Perlmutter in 7th though, your 2nd place qualifier. Work to be done here on the 2nd run in just her 2nd Slopestyle World Cup. Just 16 years old, representing the Killington Mountain School. It just looked like she really could threaten for the top of the podium. Maybe it's going to be a struggle to topple Anna Gasser and Mia Brooks, but if she nails this sloth roll, then it's going to tick a progression criteria. It's not something we've seen from the women's field before. I would love the approach to the rails as she goes for the switch-ups, but washes out on that one. And it's going to be another throwaway run. It's a huge error right at the top of the course, and Jessica Perlmutter knows it. Still goes 50-50 back one. And will set up to go cab. 540. Still just enjoy the day and finish off with a stylish frontside 7. Oh, got to be disappointed with another great opportunity for Jessica Perlmutter in just her 2nd Slopestyle World Cup. Already been in 2 finals, 7th last time in Snowmass. It does look like it's going to be 7th again with just Mia Brooks left to drop, already in 1st place. Will leave Anna Gasser on the podium with Lily Dwarnve now guaranteed one, I believe. What a rise to fame for Lily Dwarnve. World Junior Championship straight to your 1st World Cup or 2nd World Cup podium. Having put it on the podium in Lax in 2nd place as well. But yeah, Jessica Perlmutter, 6th place in the Olympic Winter Games, 3rd in that World Junior Championship. Will remain a little frustrated behind Lily Dwarnve in this field and behind her in the World Junior Championship as well. The two looking to be the next great hopes alongside Rebecca Flynn for the US team. But Rebecca Flynn is going to stay in 8th place for now. Did I get my cards mixed up there? We're ready with Jessica Perlmutter dropping in to go frontside 360 on the wall and make it look smooth as you like. Oh, but another washout on the 2nd rail pad. Recovers it better than Rebecca Flynn just did, but still a little bit of a squirrel round on the pretzel. 270 out from the backboard there. Massive backside 3. She sets up into the huge backside double 10. The melon's locked in. She literally claps as she lands it because she knows it's stylish as you like. Into the sloth roll, and this time it's as relaxed. No, I thought it was it. She just seems so relaxed, like she was hanging out there forever. Oh, and then just washes out on the heel edge. Jessica Perlmutter with another fantastic opportunity to put herself into 1st place. I thought that run really was one of the only ones that could truly take it, but I suppose the error was made on the rail up high anyway. A little bit of a squirrel out of the 450 there. This is one of the biggest and most stylish tricks of the day, particularly with the melon locked in as it is on the back double 10. Look at that landing. Look at the clap. Take a bow on the style of it. She does miss the indie grab again on that sloth. I loved how relaxed. It doesn't look like she's tensing a muscle at all. Moments before the landing, but then she washes out on that heel and the fence is coming for her. Scary moment for Jess Perlmutter in the end. Looks a bit frustrated. Another great American hope for the future. The team's looking pretty good with Lily Dwarnve, Jessica Perlmutter, Rebecca Flynn. That means we've got one rider left to go with a victory lap, who is suggesting that we have a party where you make sensible choices this evening. Mia Brooks, as ever, the 19-year-old legend, your former world champion, your X Games champion, will put on a style clinic with the victory lap, lip to fakie, switch backboard to regs. 50-50 front three, and I just love the pop, timing, the style. Chills out on a backside three, and it's an absolute clinic on how to snowboard. She is a legend, she is a hero. Once again, Mia Brooks with the victory lap wins her second World Cup slopestyle. It's almost hard to believe with the success she's had in World Championships and of course in the X Games. After the frustration of that wooden spoon, fourth place in the Olympic Winter Games, big air. Next time out, Mia Brooks puts it on the top step of the podium with Anna Gasser at home in Austria in second place, and Lily Dwarnve, the world junior champion from just the 28th of February, here the 19th of March, puts it on the third step of the podium in the World Cup, her second World Cup podium. Things are shaping up nicely for the future of women's snowboarding.
A good week for Mia, huh?
Yeah.
What a week for Mia.
Maybe Anna Gasser feels like she's leaving the sport in extremely safe hands with the likes of these youngsters.
All of us, actually.
And look out for Mia Brooks at the bar tonight. Used to be a tradition that if you won, you would buy at least one round in the bar with the prize money. Prize money is not quite what it used to be, but I hope Mia Brooks puts on a party for everyone tonight, because she certainly knows how to. Once again, winning the Slopestyle World Cup. Commiserations, Tess Cody, so close. Another fourth place finish. She's always in the top 10. Seems to be a rare thing these days that she's on the podium, but here we are. Confirmation, Lily Dwarnve. Just 16, all of that style. Off the back of a Junior World Championship win. The confidence must be absolutely brewing as she goes into the World Championship finals coming up next week, Sunday the 29th in Silver Planet. Anna Gasser. Certainly, I don't know this for a fact, but I've just heard it rumoured around and written here and there that this might be the last World Cup season for Anna Gasser. Certainly won't be the last time we watch her snowboard. I'll be watching her in films for as long as I can possibly hope to. Mia Brooks, with a whole career ahead of her, picks up her second World Cup slopestyle win. The style of it, going all the way to the bottom, squatting it out.
Mia Brooks of Great Britain. Mia, not a bad little week for you out here in Flachau. Took the spring battle win a few days ago. Now take the Slopestyle World Cup win here. You told me you weren't even planning on being at this competition even last week.
Yeah, I only decided to do the comp maybe 4 days ago. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty stoked. The weather wasn't the best, but it was really fun, and yeah, sick.
If we take the Olympics out of the equation, it's been a pretty efficient year for you out here. You took the win in Beijing, X Games slope, gold, and then 2 wins here this week. Tell me how your riding's feeling when you are in the bib.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Olympics didn't go too good, but every other comp that I was in went really well, and I just had a really fun season, so yeah.
Is this the last comp this year for you?
Last comp of the next season as well. I'm only going to do X Games League, so this is the last FIS event for the next year, I think, so hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, we are going to miss you out here for sure, but we look forward to seeing the next steps for you. Thanks, Mia. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
What a call out.
Always great to hear from FIS contest director Chad Buchholz as we get a replay of the winning run here from Mia Brooks, the 19-year-old X Games gold medalist. Mentioned she might be moving on, at least for the next year, from FIS competition. Perhaps we'll tempt her back before the next Olympic cycle to make sure she's qualified, but for now she's going to focus on X Games League and a few other things. Hopefully we'll see plenty of her filming in the next year or so. One of the most stylish riders on the planet, as she finishes off with that back 9 melon into the front side 9 nose. Switch tail, is it? And hopefully we'll take a look in a minute at the women's overall standings, because just remembering from my notes at the start of the show, Lily Dwornvey, I think a podium may well have given her the lead in the overall Slopestyle World Cup standings. She was only, yeah, indeed, she was just 61 points behind, 60 points behind Kokomo Morase, and she is going to move into the lead now, 169 over 160 for Lily Dwornvey, the new Slopestyle World Cup overall leader. Mia Brooks with the one win in the one Slopestyle performance, now in 5th place in the overall World Cup standings. Anna Gasser in 3rd. Lily Dwornvey must be feeling pretty special, just 16 years old, and with the win of the World Junior Championship leading to taking the lead in the overall World Cup Slopestyle standings the week after. Wow. Sorry to be a speechless commentator. That's not always the best thing to be, is it? But Lily Dwornvey is truly blowing the field away at this point, and without any of the Japanese team competing here, it'll all go down to Silver Planet next Sunday, the 29th. And the World Cup Slopestyle overall standings, the run for the Crystal Globe, is yet to be decided. There's just 9 points in it between Kokomo Morase, who most definitely will be back, and Anna Gasser, 140 points behind, 169. Certainly that leaves, in fact, 10 riders with an actual real chance of taking a win in Silver Planet and taking the overall World Cup standings. Got to feel good for Romy van Weerden, taking Jamie Anderson, the absolute legend, into 40th place there in the overall World Cup standings. You love to see it. Jamie Anderson, total legend of the game, and for a youngster like Romy van Weerden just to be moving ahead. The next generation is coming through. Stand by, folks. Understand we are going to have a bit of a hot lap just to check that the men are happy with the conditions as they stand at the moment. The light getting a little bit flatter. Or am I, in fact, now hearing from a director that we are totally happy with the conditions, and we're going to get straight underway at 12:30 as programmed for the men's World Cup Slopestyle here. Stacked field once again. Cameron Spalding, 2 World Cup Slopestyle wins last year. Yet to be in the top 10 since then, but looking good. In 13th place, he qualified, but really looking strong out there. Hiroto Ogiwara, the master of the big spin, the man who created the 2160, the first to do the 2340 and the 25X Games, in 12th place. Brooklyn DePriest, bringing all sorts of variety and technicality to his slopestyle runs of late. Yet to really execute and put himself in the position that it really seems like he might deserve. He's getting there. Judd Henks saw the X Games success, 3rd in Lax in 2020. A couple other podium results back in 2019, 2020. True Smith qualifying in 9th place. Been doing a lot of qualifying for us, a lot of commentary for us at FIS TV at last year's World Championships in Silver Planet. And then some new names with youngsters like Eric Yerma and Dmitro Luchkin. 2 16-year-old, or an 18 and a 16-year-old rider, the Finnish and Ukrainian respectively. Oh, finished the last few riders to introduce there after having a talk through those judges once again, with Bo Fisher, legendary Australian rail rider, on the panel for you. Tim Zorg, always one of the friendliest guys to be on tour with, and becoming a very popular and successful judge as well. Yannick Messner, the other Swiss judge here, Spicken Jones. It's always his birthday. Titouan Bartet, one of the new French judges, alongside Artis Kakunda, Katie Cook. Plenty of experience at the lower levels, now making her way up into to World Cup judging. Jason Petsnick and Sean Taylor. And that's about where I was on the introductions anyway. Dmytro Luchkin, the 16-year-old Ukrainian, coming to the top of the standings here. Qualifying in 7th place. Just 16 years old. A few good performances in the European Cup slopestyle, finishing 2nd in the overall standings this year. But now, in his first World Cup start, makes the final in 7th place, and it really is an incredible backstory to the young man. I'm going to be following Dmytro Luchkin for as long as I can. Noah Victor looking to join Leon Wockensberger as the only German to have ever won a slopestyle World Cup. We'll wait and see what they